Today's topic is toxic leadership. One of the best definitions that I could gather is toxic leadership is a type of leadership that is destructive to the members of the team and the overall workplace. It's a selfish abuse of power on the part of the leader. Under toxic leadership, it is difficult for you and your peers to thrive as a team. A toxic leader will usually have their own self-interest at heart. This affects the team's performance, productivity, and the overall morale to varying degrees. How can I explain this more? I think the famous Boney song of the late 70s, Rasputin, can work out to be the best example here. Let's play this famous song, Rasputin, and understand that it's not just an ordinary song. There are deep leadership lessons embedded in this song. Let's correlate on how toxic leadership in the corporates can wield deceptive charisma, manipulate those around them, and cling to power despite widespread dissent. Let's relate this to a corporate business scenario. He was big and strong, in his eyes a flaming glow. Now let's assume that these were the characteristics of that leader. Definitely, he was a charismatic leader, big, strong, and glowing eyes. This means that somewhere this leader is a bipolar guy. With some, he's a terror. With some, he's really good. Now here, you can relate this as he was a pro at work, maybe technical skills, functional skills. Plus, he was also the kind of teacher women would desire. This means his presentations would be amazing, often mesmerizing. His influencing skills was at its peak. Now let's look at this statement, lover of the Russian queen. Let's correlate this as he was loved by the management. There was a cat that really was gone. There was a cat that really was gone means that there was a man who really was gone. Means this leader was gone. No idea, but in the end, the leader was gone. This leader had so much potential. Still, his toxic style of leading was disgracing the brand, the product, and the overall culture in his team. Success, liberty, freedom seems to have gone so deep into his psyche that now he didn't mind the Tsar. Tsar means the Russian king. Now in our terms or in the corporate world, let's assume that it's the management. He started behaving as if he was even above the management. Now this leader had become a bottleneck in all decision makings. Unless you please him, nothing would go forward. This was the state of affairs.
He was real brave when he had a girl to speak. For the queen, he was no wheeler dealer. Though she heard the things he done, she believed he was a holy healer who would be her son.
Somehow, even after knowing about his misdeeds, the queen had a soft approach towards him. Now, if we bring this to the corporate context, the management still felt that he was a business magician. He could turn a wand and turn the fortunes of a business.
Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat that really was gone. Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It was a shame how he carried on.
But when his drinking and lusting and his hunger for power became known to more and more people, the demands to do something about this outrageous man became louder and louder.
As a leader, he started building more haters than followers, and this rebellion was growing day by day.
Just gotta go, declared his enemies.
The ladies beg, don't you try to do it big.
Now this Rasputin had lots of hidden charms.
So he was a broom, they just fell into his arms.
Now, this can be related as though largely he was disliked by employees, there was a select small group who worshipped him and they wanted him to go on and on.
One night, some men of higher standing set a trap, they're not to blame. Come to visit us, they kept demanding, and he really came.
Finally, the managing team comes together and they call this toxic leader for discussions, perhaps.
Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen, they put some poison into his wine. Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine, he drank it all and said, I'll be fine.
The pink slip was given, and seems like still this leader wasn't mentally ready for this jerk.
Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen, they didn't quit, they wanted his head. Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine, and so they shot him till he was dead.
His tenure is done. The full and final settlement is done, and seems like the toxic leadership comes to an end. Viewers, history provides us abundant examples on how toxic leadership often meets its unwelcome demise, marked by internal revolts, public condemnation, and organizational collapse. Such leaders often sow seeds of discord and resentment, ultimately reaping a harvest of their own downfall. Oh, those Russians.